Quasi here, and in this video, I want to share with you how to cultivate confidence, and not the sort of fake external confidence that is susceptible to breaking apart and making you doubt yourself, but true internal confidence. I really want you to stick around to the very end of this video because I'm going to share with you the 3 keys that really helped me develop confidence, and also how to really get it to the point where you progressively develop it. Not rather you develop something hollow and fake and then the next day something happens and you doubt yourself and that confidence just gets ruined just as quickly as you develop it. So before I begin this video, I want to quickly announce that a couple of spots have opened up for the free one-to-one consult with me and my team for the Reality Mastery program. Make sure you wait around till the end of the video for the announcement on that. And with that, let's get started. So in this video, I want to talk to you about confidence and really why most people fail to develop this true, genuine confidence, and what really fake confidence is and what real confidence actually is. So what we usually try to do is, most people, we always rely on certain structures, on external and physical structures for our confidence. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say 1 month you've made a certain amount of money and then you get attached to that. You're like, oh, okay, now I make 100K month, so I should be making 100K month every single month. This is what happened to me. And then that's what brings the inconsistency, because life will always test you and that fake sort of confidence. And what happens is when you get too attached to a certain thing like that, like your income, like your status, then life will always put challenges to it to test that. So most people aren't able to sustain that test because we get so drawn into that external state of things. We start to derive our own internal state of being from the external. So what happens is this confidence is now external based. You're not truly drawing it from within. If I could draw a diagram to really demonstrate that, it's kind of like this. You have your internal and you have your external. What happens is we know that we create our reality from our internal state. As within, so without, right? So naturally our internal state creates what we see outside. But the problem is now, when we get attached to these things, the external also begins to influence what we see internally. So this can be a good thing, by the way, when you want to consciously use it, but we start to unconsciously do it and derive everything from the outside. So, that's why poor people keep staying stuck in poverty, because they see poverty all around them and that it influences their internal state, and they're like, ah, shit, well, I'm not worthy of that much because I've never seen anyone else make it. I don't even know if that's possible. That's why they keep staying unconsciously stuck in the same reality, because their internal state of being has been derived by what they're seeing outside. Okay, so we can't get to the point where we just ignore what we see outside and choose what we want to feel. And the only way to do that, by the way, is to draw this state from within, right? So when you organically generate your own state of being from within, rather than depending on it from something external, some external physical structure, I should say external rather than physical, that's when we get into trouble, because now we're drawing our state from without. And if something wrong happens without, then we also fall apart, right? So that's why, whenever you get attached to that high revenue month and the next month you go down, it actually destroys your internal state of being. I had to learn that the hard way. So yeah, essentially the biggest thing we get attached to is these physical external structures that we use to derive our internal state. True confidence, by the way, comes only from within, from that inner knowingness. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at this. What we try to do is when we try to get confident in something, right? We try to derive our confidence. We rely on this scale. And this scale is this dual scale, where one side is insecurity and the other side is confidence. So what you're trying to do is basically move along this scale. So you say, okay, I want to be confident. Well, right now I'm at this stage of confidence. I need to be more confident. And then you try to get a little bit more confident. And then again, the only way to do that is to rely on this scale. But true confidence, that inner knowingness, comes when you completely abandon the scale altogether. You give up the need for confidence altogether. Because what happens is when you attach so much need on wanting to be confident, then you put importance on being confident, right? Then you say to yourself, oh, when I get confident, then I'll be able to do that. Meaning you're not enough right now. So when you try to do the mirror affirmations and you try to tell yourself, oh, no, I'm confident, and then you start to like strut about like you're confident, what happens is now you're trying to project this hollow projection of confidence. This is fake confidence. You're not really confident, you're trying to be confident. When you try to be confident, you're automatically indicating to your subconscious that you're not confident right now. You're not enough right now. Right? Really think about it this way. Do confident people have to tell themselves every single day that they're confident? No, right? They don't go around trying to convince themselves that they're confident. Because when you're doing something and you're trying to get a certain result, you're already affirming that you're not. That's what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, I'm not confident now, so let me try to get confident. That's what you're essentially doing when you try to move along this scale, right? So the key thing to do here is abandon this scale altogether. Stop trying to convince yourself you're confident. Stop trying to do affirmations. I mean, there's nothing wrong with affirmations, right? But affirmations become a problem when you don't feel confident and then you just go into a corner. You're like, oh, no, I'm confident, quasi's confident. That becomes a problem. Because now what's happened is you've already gotten to an emotional tipping point. We're going to make a video about this later on. So I want you to click up here to check that out. You've hit that emotional tipping point where you can't, you don't want to believe it. Your mind doesn't have proof of it. Without giving your mind evidence, if you try to convince it of something, it's never going to accept it, right? So you're always going to hang on to this need of wanting to be confident, which will always affirm to you that you're already not enough to do the things that you want to do now. Let's say you want to start a business, right? You're going to tell yourself, oh, I'm not confident enough to start a business. Oh, I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. You're going to put up all of these conditions around why you shouldn't. So this is giving your mind more proof that you're not already enough. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So really, to make sense of this, what you want to do instead is develop that inner sense of knowingness. Now, how do you do that? This is where the concept of faith comes in. Okay, people think that, confidence comes from you having something and you having, this, and this. But when you get attached to this, and this, when these external structures get destroyed, your confidence is no longer there. But if you cultivate this inner sense of knowing this faith in, first of all, yourself and also life. What do I mean by that? Let's say you want to start up a business, right? And you don't feel you're confident enough or you're worthy enough to start a business. The best thing to do is just go with what you know already right now. Just work the best with what you know already and trust that the next steps will be shown to you along this path. The only way to get an indication of the next step in the path is not from inertia, right? What you need is momentum. If you're stuck in inertia making all of these excuses, forward movement will never happen. Only when you've immersed yourself in the process and you're actually moving forward, you're moving even sideways, that's when the path to moving forward and the next step will reveal itself to you. Nobody ever grows out of their comfort zone. You've got to be uncomfortable. You've got to do things that are uncomfortable to you. If you're not confident right now, understand that, the things that you need to help you get to that next stage in your life will automatically show up to you. You want to start a business, you don't feel confident, you do what you already know now. Let's say you begin with research. Let's say you actually take the leap and start a business that, you actually want to do. Knowing that, okay, I don't know what to do right now. I don't really know what to do. What do I know though? What few things do I know that'll help me move at least one step forward towards that business, right? Do that. Do what you already know and have faith in your ability to figure it out, and also have faith that life will provide you with the directions and the path to move forward when the right time comes. This is absolutely key. These are the two things you want to keep in mind. First of all, having this faith in yourself, in your own ability to figure it out, and also in life's ability to actually give you the path once you've immersed in it. If someone would have told me what are the two biggest things you would recommend to someone starting up a business, knowing what you know now, I would say these two things. Whatever happens, if you have a clear vision of where you want to go and you do what you already know. Let's say I want to get to, the 300K months in my business. What do I know now? Well, I know that with the kind of volume of applications I'm getting, I can't handle the capacity of it, right? So obviously I would probably need more people to get on the phone with me so we can, get these clients, get these prospects on the phone. Because I alone can't do that with the kind of volume I'm getting. So I'm having a bottleneck in my conversion process. So that's what I do know, right? Maybe other things will present itself as I'm immersing myself in what I do know and taking action upon what I do know. So in order to cultivate this internal sense of confidence, what you need is, first of all, faith, and also stop being inactive. Just start becoming more active and do what you know, okay? That's absolutely key. Now, the last thing is developing competence. This is what Tony Robbins talks about. I didn't understand it for a long time, but the more you really immerse yourself in this process, the clearer it becomes. You want to develop competence by confirmation, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, it's like this. The true sense of confidence comes from this identification to more and more of things that are timeless. So if I want to illustrate this to you, let's do a pendulum, okay? Let's say we have this pendulum that's swinging from, this is the source of the pendulum. And this is the furthest from the source. Now, what this symbolizes here, let's say this moves sideways. What this symbolizes here is the source is that which is timeless, the more subtler principles of life, that which is impermanent, okay? That which is permanent, that which isn't subject to change. The furthest from the pendulum is the impermanent, that which changes, the physical, okay? So this is the more physical aspects of life, like the material things that will decay, that will pass, like your physical body that you will leave once you, transcend and go to another life, or you reincarnate, whatever. This physical body, it's going to live for 90, 100 years, not forever. Okay, it is going to decay. Anything physical is subject to change. Okay, this is the Buddhist concept of impermanence. And anything non-physical, the more and more non-physical, the more subtle you become, the more you get to the source of life. If you start identifying with that which is physical, this is fake confidence. Okay, this is the confidence that will not serve you, because the physical is always subject to change. But if you start to more consciously identify to the source, okay, this is the goal of all spirituality. Identifying more and more with awareness, that which is source. If you start to identify with that which is source, that which is timeless, the timeless is not subject to destruction because it can't be created nor destroyed, right? It can't change form. This is formless. That which is physical will always change form, like this pendulum is swinging. If you start to depend on your money, on your cars, on your status, that's subject to destruction. If you derive your confidence on that, you're in trouble. But if you start to derive your confidence on that which is timeless, having faith in the unknown, being comfortable in the unknown, then you get this internal sense of confidence, that which you're drawing from within, that which you're getting from pure awareness. That's exactly what I mean. So what you want to do is develop this competence by confirming every single step that you do take. You understand that everything is unfolding as it should. When you take that step forward, start to look for what you do want to see. Don't look for confidence. Don't look to try to be confident. Look for confirmation that things are going your way. Okay? So let's say you start up a business and let's say, you want to get to a successful business and you get on a call with a client and the client shows interest in your products. That's a confirmation that you've moved one step forward, that it is going your way, that you are figuring this thing out, that life is with you. Because the biggest thing with unconfident people is, first of all, they always get stuck with this scale. They always compare themselves with someone else. By the way, if you compare yourself with someone else, you're automatically like bringing up the scale, right? Because you're placing yourself next to this person and you're like, oh, I'm not enough. Look at this person and what they're doing. This is why you got to follow your own path. The only way to get that true sense of confidence, that internal, state of confidence is if you start to abandon all of this altogether and embrace your own uniqueness and who you become. Right? There's 1,000,001 people who could be making these YouTube videos, but how many people are going to make it like Quasi? Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if you start to just abandon this need of comparing yourself to something else, trying to be someone else, right? Trying to do and change and mold something, that's the biggest recipe for failure. The best thing you can do is just abandon that altogether and just go one step forward with what you do know and have faith that life will present you with the next steps. And if it does, you will be able to figure it out at the right time. Okay? But also develop confirmation in these next steps. Okay? Develop this competence by confirming that, you know what, this is working. Because everything now is hollow. You want to become a business person, but you don't have that confidence. The only way you do get that confidence is you have that first successful client and you get them results. And you're like, wow, this is working. I am becoming that self. Now let's get to the 3 keys that's really going to make sense of all of this. Okay? So number 1 is just abandon the need for confidence altogether. Stop trying to be confident. Stop doing those mirror affirmations. Stop doing and trying to be confident. It's not serving you. All it's saying to you is you're not confident right now. Instead, work on moving to that next step. Work on taking one foot in front of the other and going towards that life you actually want. Number 2, what you want to do is have this trust in yourself. Have this faith in yourself, in your ability to figure it out once you do move forward. And have faith in your reality presenting these things to you once you do. Okay? Life will always take care of you. What's happening right now is you're thinking, oh, life is working against me. If I'm not confident, then life won't work for me. That's not true. It just won't work for you because your attitude is so, because you think it won't work for you. Reality just reflects like a mirror what attitude you present to it. If you present the attitude of my reality doesn't take care of me, then it won't. If you present the thing of, oh, I need to be confident, then you probably need to be confident. And really stop comparing as well. Because when you compare, you put up that scale anyways. You place yourself next to someone else, you're like, okay, what does this person have that I don't? Look, this person is this, so I'm not. So you automatically begin with a perception that you're not, and you confirm that hypothesis. Your hypothesis starts to influence the results, right? So abandon this need to compare to someone else. You're unique. You're going to do things your way. And as a result of embracing your own uniqueness, things are going to start unfolding to you according to your own path. Everyone is going their own path in life. Okay? No people will take the same path. No 2 things are ever the same. I don't think any 2 atoms are even the same, right? So, yeah, number 3, do what can be done and forge the path with confirmations, okay? What do I mean by that? This was very, very key to understand for me. Like, when I started this coaching business, right? When I started my YouTube channel, what gave me the confidence to become a coach? Well, I never lied about it. I never tried to convince myself of something. I just worked with what I had. I just took one foot in front of the other with what I did have. When I got my first few clients, I told them, look, you're going to be my first few clients, right? Well, is it going to work? Maybe. Is it not going to work? There's also a possibility of that. Just like with surgery, there's always a chance of failure, right? But I derive my confidence based on the knowingness that, life will present itself to me as I take this step forward and things will work out. But also, if I went back to my YouTube videos and I look at the comments on people saying, wow, Quasi, this was a great video, this was really helpful to me. Even before the clients came on the call with me, they were convinced that I could help them. Even if I wasn't convinced, they were, right? So what you got to do is take it one step at a time and stop trying to make a leap. Let's say you want to start up that successful business and you're envisioning that final picture. Stop getting attached to that final picture. Just move one step in front of the other towards what will get you to that next stage and what will get you to that next stage. Have that clear vision of what that final picture is, but don't get attached to it. Okay, that's the biggest key. If I got attached to the 300K month and every single day I woke up and I was like, why didn't the 300K month happen again? Well, how is it supposed to happen? Right? You can't just expect it to happen magically. It could, but your mind will be more convinced that it happens step by step. It's eventually happening. I'm in the process of achieving it. That's how you cultivate that faith. So you want to cultivate this state of confirmation. You're paving the path. You have the path laid out. Now it's time to physically confirm this path. You move one step in creating your business. You see your YouTube videos doing well. You're like, yes, I am giving my clients value. Yes, I am developing a successful business. My clients are getting results. Look at these comments. This is confirmation to me. And then a client gets result. Client comes into your program. Yes, the business is working. It is going well. And then a client gets really great results. You share the testimonial. Wow, it is working. I'm forging this path towards that 300K month. So when I hire a coach to, help me alongside my business to get on the phone with people, great, it is working. That coach is doing well. And with that, I conclude this video. So just to really recap the gist of this video, we talked about confidence and why you should stop trying to be confident, because the more you try, the more you confirm to yourself and affirm to yourself that you're not. And what most people do is they get dependent on these external structures and draw their internal state from something outside of them, right? So they go to this furthest thing that is always subject to change, the external, and they get dependent on the physical. If you get dependent on the physical for your internal state, you're fucked. Because now every time life changes and something doesn't go your way, you're going to throw up your arms and start to doubt yourself. You're like, wait, I thought I was worth 100K a month. Why didn't it happen? Oh no, right? So that's the worst way to do things. Learn to draw your state from within, from that purest, the source itself. And the only way to do that is by abandoning this need to try and be confident, to try and be someone you're not, by trying to place yourself next to someone and seeing what qualities they have versus what qualities you have. Because ultimately you're going your own path, right? You can take certain characteristics that are serving them and make them your own, but placing them next to someone and trying to see where you fall short is going to make you fall short, okay? Instead, what you want to do is cultivate faith and do what you can with what you have available to you right now. I can't understate the power of this. When you cultivate faith, you start to present to this mirror that I trust life. I trust my life and I trust myself. That's the purest state of confidence. That is coming from here. That is understanding that timeless source that is making everything work for you. And the mirror reflects this attitude that you have to it as well. Reality is a mirror that reflects your attitude to it. If you have a great attitude to life, life will keep showering you with its presence. And finally, stop trying to, take it all at once. Develop competence, forge that path one step at a time. Confirm every single state that it is serving your becoming. Now let's talk about the 3 keys. Number 1, abandon that need for confidence. Stop doing the mirror affirmation. Stop doing, X, Y, Z to try and convince yourself that you're confident. Don't try to convince yourself. Don't. Just look for confirmations. Don't try to change your mind. Okay? Help your mind see the proof. Because if you try to change your mind, it will always resist. Anything you try to change, it will always resist. Number 2, have faith in yourself and in your reality and stop comparing. We talked about that. And finally, forge that path. Every single step is a confirmation of your becoming. Even if things don't go your way, it's still a confirmation that you're receiving the correct instructions, that way wasn't meant to be. Maybe something doesn't go your way. Maybe you lose a client. Great, that client wasn't meant to be in the program anyways. No problem. Great, someone gives a terrible comment on your video. Okay, no problem. I mean, that person is just expressing their own inner anguish, right? It's nothing to do with me. Don't take it personally. And with that, I conclude this video. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope this was helpful. Please leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of this and what other videos you would like to see as well. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit that little bell there so you're notified of any new video that I put out. And again, I'm super excited to announce, as I mentioned before, the free one-to-one consult with us for the Reality Mastery Program is now open. Make sure you click on the link in the description below to sign up for that. Someone from myself, or someone from my team will get on the phone with you. We will discuss really like your current situation and understand if we can actually help you, if we can solve your problem and help you take it to that next level in your life. Now, usually who we work with are, first of all, professionals who are looking to take their personal lives to the next level. Let's say their relationships, and they've been stuck in a toxic cycle with relationships, or even, they want to take their professional careers to the next level. They have all the skills, all the tools and everything necessary, and on paper they should be successful, but for some reason, it's not a skill set deficit. Okay, what it is an internal world issue. An invisible ceiling is keeping you stuck here. Same with entrepreneurs. You're hitting the same revenue level in your business. You want to scale up, but what you're doing isn't the problem, but it's who you are. It's who you're being. That's the problem. We hope you solve that being level problem. That's getting you aligned to that version you need to become to hit that revenue and actually maintain it in your business. People who are high performers and people who are creatives as well. So if that sounds like you, make sure you click on the link below to sign up. Let's see how we can help you out and if we can take you to that next level. And our free Facebook group is also open to take advantage of. The link for that is also in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Peace.